Hello, my apprentices. Doc Vader. As many of you know, I was burned over 90% of my body and had lost multiple limbs on Mustafar. And people say, Vader, what's it like? It must be the worst thing in the galaxy, you know? It did spare my perineum, which there's that, but it isn't the worst thing in the galaxy. The worst thing in the galaxy is finding out after you've been burned and slashed, sparing the perineum, that Jar Jar, the insurance agent, sold me a bunk disability policy. And I've got nothing. Nothing. The minute I looked at the terms after I was disabled, I was like, no! Because two things happened. Number one, the Emperor bought us a group policy and said, oh, you're covered for disability. We'll pay 60% of your regular imperial salary, okay, for life. Look at that. Great, right? Until you find out group policies are usually taxable, which means I'm only getting 30% after taxes because I have to pay for imperial Mediscare and all kinds of high tax bracket stuff because the emperor is a communist. Okay, tax is very high. Okay, next, I find out Jar Jar sells me a policy. It's not something called own occupation disability insurance. Now, what is that? Well, heck, if I knew, I would have gotten it. Instead, I find out after the fact that own occupation disability insurance means that if you are unable to do your own occupation, in my case, Sith Lord duties, chasing rebel scum to the outer rim, force choking Jedi, pretty much pimping, big pimping. If I couldn't do that, then I get disability. And then I can still go do something else like teach dark side arts to young Padawans or perhaps kindergarten. I could teach kindergarten. No, I don't have own occupation disability insurance, which is actually rather rare and hard to find because only 6 out of the 30 companies in the system actually do it. So instead, if I go get another job, my disability goes away. Well, since I was only getting 30% post-tax of my income, how's Vader gonna live? I got loans. So I had to become a doctor. People are like, Vader, you become a doctor because you love people. Don't be a fool. I would lightsaber every single one of my patients if I could. Every single one. But I need the money to pay for my lifestyle and pay off my loans. Simple as that. So now I'm stuck because I didn't have own occupation disability insurance that was not taxable. And all I had to do was reach out to my friends at Patton, and they would have walked me through the process. They specialize in doctors. They also specialize in sponsoring this episode of Dark Vader. I am getting paid, right, Matthew? Because I will force choke both of you. Both of you. If I don't get paid for this. Click the link in the description and get a quote. Especially if you're a graduating resident, the time is short. Lock in a low rate for the rest of your life and ensure your income, or else become like me. 90% robot, 10% pristine taint. Vader out.